Okay, so timestamp 241. Look at the beginning of this video. Somebody sold this footage to TMZ because he's getting mad at this lady for being from TMZ, and then he's calling TMZ the devil, but then the person who is shooting this footage works or is at least shooting this footage to sell to TMZ. Muchachos y muchachas, Bianca Censori is Kanye West's wife. And the reason why I do this thing is because nobody really knows if this is a legitimate marriage or if there's some sort of legitimate marriage certificate. Many suspect that this is just a spiritual thing, but I don't know. But anyway, that's his wife. And ever since they have been married, it's been kind of strange to observe Kanye West, if that is him, behavior, because he has been caught on the street walking alongside her in very risque outfits. You've seen her, prancing around in things that are very transparent. There's like one outfit where it was so transparent that she needed to walk around with a pillow. I don't know what this is. I don't know if they're doing some sort of performance art or what have you, but it just seems very contradictory to Kanye West and his ideology or his spouted ideology in the public, where he has touted modesty and Christian values, things like this. So this kind of seems like not just a step back, but a gigantic backslide. Well, anyway, Bianca Censori, a lot of people have been, I guess, sort of concerned about her, especially her family, because it seems to be that in the midst of her wearing all these outfits that she might be controlled and she doesn't have free will. Well, this reporter followed Kanye West down the street yesterday, and I found that this was very interesting. I kind of waited for a little bit, like a few seconds through the video, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to react to it. So I'm going to react to this video, give you guys a bunch of commentary in between seconds because of fair use. So with that being said, hold on to your butts, secure your wig, stay right there. We're going to go through it. Really quick, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, My Patriot Supply. The unthinkable is happening. No more surprises. It's out in the open. Our so-called trusted institutions tell you not to worry, that everything's fine, but you know better. You won't allow yourself to be blindsided again. Join the folks investing in emergency food storage. You can trust My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest emergency preparedness company. Pick up their best-selling 3-month emergency food kit with breakfasts, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years. Just add water and heat and then eat. You guys can get it at preparewithnatalie.com. That's preparewithnatalie.com. Okay, so Bianca Censori is Kanye West's alleged wife, right? And many people have been, and when I say people, I guess the general public, her friends and family, they've been really kind of looking sideways at this whole situation because it kind of seems to be that she looks controlled. She is definitely wearing very risque outfits, things that have gone against the values of that have been said by Kanye West. He kind of went on this whole spiel about Christianity, and although kind of weirdly, I'll kind of show you guys the beginning of the video. He's wearing a Balenciaga gimp mask still. So I don't know where Kanye West is at or where his head is at or anything like that. But I just think this whole thing is weird. Now, her family, just to load you guys up before we even watch this whole thing, a background. Her family was very concerned, and it's reported that she went back to Australia last year in November, and they basically staged some sort of intervention with her, basically letting her know from an outside perspective of how controlling he meaning Kanye West seemed to be over her. It says right here, Bianca Censori's loved ones raised concerns about her relationship with Yeezy designer and are now confident that she is aware of West's controlling ways after being told to wake the up, insiders claim to Daily Mail, right? So they're over here trying to stage an intervention. Now, I know with these type of interventions, if there is, I'm just saying, like in general, if there is a victim in this type of setting, it's not going to hit. It most likely won't hit the first time that friends and family intervene with the said victim. I know it might take a few times before the victim's like, oh, okay, I'm starting to see. So it doesn't surprise me that even if they did intervene with her at this point of time, that it didn't quite hit all the way home, if that makes any sense. But anyway, it says that, they went to a bar, and this is her in the picture. After months of allegedly avoiding those closest to her, I thought that this part was important. A source claimed to Daily Mail that she was starting to see things from an outside perspective. Okay, so that is one form of control, or one step of control, is when, the person doing it. So I don't know if I can call Kanye West a predator, right? But usually if it is a person controlling the other person, they are predators of some sort. So we'll just say the other person controlling the other person. Usually what they'll do is they will isolate the victim away from friends and family. That's just one of the grooming tactics that occur. And so if this is what's happened, then it is a good telltale sign that he's trying to control her. Okay. But once we watch some of the video, you'll see some of what I'm talking about. So it says, everyone is glad that they finally were able to get through to Bianca. They said her friends let her know exactly how they feel, and they told her that she needs to wake up. She knows that she's shut out those close to her, and is starting to see through the smoky mirrors of her marriage. She is aware of Kanye's controlling ways, and she is starting to see things from an outside perspective. Okay. Now, again, she's been reunited with Kanye West. And since then, this reporter followed Kanye West down the street. And I wanted to give just some reaction commentary because, listen, she's not the only one that's wondering if Bianca Censori is at free will, because that's like one of her first questions. Is she at free will? Now, when I saw Kanye starting to melt down, I paused the video. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to react to the entire video, 3 minutes of this, and, basically give you guys some of my thoughts on this. But yeah, I think a lot of people are wondering the same thing. Is Bianca Censori, does she have her own free will? So let's take a listen to this. And like I said, I will be pausing this in between seconds.
She's TMZ. She's TMZ.
What do you feel like? It's okay. I'm a human being. All of this TMZ.
Okay. This is already a red flag. So if you heard very faintly in the background, this reporter right here asked Kanye West, does Bianca have free will? And immediately Kanye snatched her phone out of her hands and got very defensive and very angry. Okay. When you have to approach people and put your hands on their property to respond to a question that shouldn't even be something that you're defensive about, that's already telling me, that's body language telling me that you're being defensive about something. Okay. So that's not a good look for Kanye West, in my personal opinion. You shouldn't have to put your hands on somebody else's property and just to respond physically to a question. If you have nothing to hide and you have nothing, or you're not doing anything wrong, it should have been just a matter of an exchange of words. That's just my opinion.
30 miles on, y'all set celebrities up. All this bullshit. I don't give a fuck what y'all got to do. What y'all gonna do? What y'all got to say? Don't come at me with that and ask me that. You think you can walk up on me like that? What you think, because you a white woman, you can walk up on me like that?
I mean, it's not even about race. It's about the matter of the question. Does Bianca have her own free will, right? And I think this is just an overstep in reacting to this question, to be honest. I think that Kanye could have had a better way to, to convey his words and his feelings without having to put his hands on her property at the very least. And he's already cussing, and he's getting really defensive and flustered. And really, this was a pretty legitimate question. I mean, everybody has seen Bianca Censori in the streets, right? I said it in my intro. She's been caught with like the most outrageous outfits, okay? Outfits that are see-through, transparent, nude colored. She has tape that is covering up her certain body parts, like certain extreme body parts, and yeah, all that, right? The new parts, and things that are just, again, just very little clothing, very little pieces of cloth, basically. So we've all seen that. And not only that, we've seen these things where it's like they're doing this out in public in different parts of the world. So we've seen them like strutting around in, I think, Italy or something like that. And then they were on a yacht and it looked really inappropriate that Bianca might have been doing something in public. So this is not a crazy question to ask. This is pretty much out in the public. So this is a response to their public display of things, right? So it should not be this really aggressive response.
And ask me some dumbass shit like that? Asking me about my wife, talking about, does she get free will? Are you crazy? You insane? This is America.
Exactly. This is America. So she can ask you whatever question she wants because this is freedom of the press, right? And Kanye has expressed his, his love for freedom of speech, things like this. So it's very contradictory. He's just being straight up defensive at this point.
You got free will or you work for the devil?
Okay, he said, you got free will or you work for the devil. Okay, so let me...
You got free will, you work for TMZ company, I'm a legend.
Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it, TMZ, but let's just hold on, okay, because there's some contradiction going on. He said, do you work for TMZ or do you work for the devil? Now, we just had a controversy 2 years ago with Balenciaga. You guys remember that? Balenciaga was imploding. They were in flames. They were running around like chickens with their heads cut off because the public caught on to a, very inappropriate holiday campaign where they utilized children and the ideas of children in inappropriate ways and settings, right? There were artifacts, books, there were poses, and the actual items from the collection that just, when he strung it up all in one, it was just very, very inappropriate, and it was abhorrent. And so all that to say, with Balenciaga, there was a big blowback. Everybody was really mad at that. And they deserved their rightful response, right? Everybody pushed back on that brand. And basically, they have really marked themselves in such a bad, they're marked for infamy because they marked themselves with such bad context. All of that, you can't really explain all that. The documentation for CP and, in one of the shoots and then one of the books having, toddlers running around with very inappropriate. Search my channel for Balenciaga, you'll get it. Okay. I don't have to re-explain it. We already remember. All that to say that this guy is still wearing a Balenciaga GIMP mask out in public. So obviously he still shows support for Demna, for Balenciaga, for the entire camp. He just recently hired what's his name? Gosha, what is his name? Gosha something, some Russian designer. But that Russian designer was also part of the camp of, the Demna camp of Balenciaga. I think it was like Lada Volkova, Demna, and then that Gosha person. And that Gosha guy that he hired as the head designer of his brand, I think it was the head designer, something like that. He was actually accused of, soliciting things from very young males, right? And when I say very young males, I mean like they were not of age, right? So I don't know where his head is at. And it's very contradictory that he's asking her if she works for the devil. I'm sorry, that was a rant, but you got to call it out where it is.
You understand that? I'm here to support Charlie Wilson. You come and ask me some shit about my wife. That's my wife. You understand? You wasn't asking shit when I couldn't see my kids. When I couldn't, do you have questions?
I wonder who that person is in the background. Because I'm always searching for management and handlers and things like that. I wonder who this lady is.
See my kids, and that I only get visitation and don't have rights to where they go to school. You got questions for that? Or are you part of the system?
Okay, that's a good point. Okay, so let me just rewind it just a tad, like a boop right here, just a boop.
You got questions for that? Or are you part of the system?
Oh.
Visitation and don't have rights to where they go. See my kids? When I couldn't, do you have questions? When I wasn't able to see my kids, and that I only get visitation and don't have rights to where they go to school? You got questions for that? Or are you part of the system?
That's a really good point. Okay. In all fairness, let's just give it up. That's a really, really fair point. So what he's talking about here, if you guys don't know, him and Kim Kardashian have this whole custody battle, custody war over their children. Kanye West has actually gone out to the public to talk about his frustrations or, vent out about the, the difficulty of gaining the custody or visitation rights to his children, and how he has to access his children in certain methods that are not really kosher, right? So he has to really fight to see his children. And, the media won't really touch that part, but they'll touch a lot of other sensational parts about Kanye West. But that part is actually pretty frightening, that there is, such a custody so strong that he can't even see his children. Now, I get it. We don't see everything that goes on behind closed doors. There might be things that, Kim Kardashian might be. I don't know. I'm just saying that out of a hypothetical situation that she might be protecting her children about. I don't know. But he's also talked about, some pretty legitimately frightening things that we see out in the forefront, like, Disney and these I'm just going to call them management people. Okay. I won't call them the H word. I'll just call them management. But basically, his little girl, the eldest, which is North, she's around all these people. You've seen North out in the public. She's very, very mature for her age. Okay. This girl's only 9 or 10 years old. She's dressing like a 13, 14, 15. I don't even think 13, 14, 15 years old. I don't know, because when I was 13, 14, 15, I wasn't dressing like this. Okay. I was dressing like a 90s 13, 14, 15-year-old kid, right? Or early thousands rather. And even then we were fully clothed. I think even seen kids. Anyway, we weren't trying to be 29, 35-year-olds at the age of 10. And if we were, our mothers, which I think the parenting generation, which was much better in the early, much earlier than millennials, they actually discipline their kids. Like, if my dad ever caught me going out the house with something risque, like he would let me know, right, that I'm not going out the house with something risque. So, his daughter, and that's one of his frustrations, because he has no control over his daughter. The things that she does is she's out there making these TikToks with very explicit lyrics and, adult themed music, and Kim is just letting her run amok, and nobody really talks about that, in the media, but they'll talk about all these other things. So that's what he's ranting about, and I have to give him that.
Understand what I'm saying?
We got you.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you.
What do you hear? What do you hear about that?
We
Is that your
support
job
you.
to go up to every celebrity asking some dumbass shit about their wife?
I didn't want to take you inside. Okay, let's go in.
No, tell me. Was it wrong for you to ask me about my wife some dumbass disrespectful shit like that?
No, it wasn't wrong. Okay. It was not wrong for her to ask that question. Okay. This is a very just a fair observation. It wasn't wrong for her. I know they say that she's working for TMZ, and if that is true, I do understand what she means, or what he's talking about, because TMZ is one of the most irresponsible media outlets that there are out there. I would say more irresponsible than CNN. Well, probably equivalent to CNN and all that. But, they basically manufacture all these things about the celebrity and blah, 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 right? And some of them are like complete fabrications, and they attribute it to like anonymous sources. So I totally see his point. If she is a TMZ reporter, I would be frustrated as well. But she has the full freedom to ask him that question if his wife, Bianca Censori, is free, or if she has free will, because the public's wondering.
Was that wrong or right?
I'm sorry, Kanye. I just need my phone.
No. Answer the question. I'm supposed to answer your questions. Answer my question. I got your phone now. They gonna arrest me for taking your phone? Arrest me for taking your phone then?
I don't.
You answer the question. You asked me, did my wife have free will? Was that a dumbass, disrespectful question to come ask a grown-ass superhero?
Oh, come on, Kanye. He's calling himself a superhero. And see, this is where it kind of goes off in tangents. Like, you're stick to one thing, right? If you're mad about what she asked you, if you're mad about the question, do that, right? But he has to attribute himself as some superhero, like he's greater than thou. He can't be asked these questions. Yes, you can. And now this looks even worse that you're being so defensive about this question.
Answer the question. What's your name? What is your first and last name and address, miss?
What are we doing?
I just need my phone.
Where is your phone?
No, she came to me and said, does your wife have free will to speak? She worked for TMZ.
Okay,
They
how
be
do you
running
know
on-
each other?
Yeah, how do you know me, miss? I don't know you. What is her name? What is this lady's name?
I'm just a reporter.
No, you're not just a reporter. What's your first and last name?
I'm Melanie.
Melanie what? What's your address? What you make a year? I'll pay you double what they paying you.
Woo! Woo!
Now you smiling.
Woo!
Get her contact.
Yes, I will.
I wonder who. Okay, wait. Okay, hold on. I'm catching on to something here. So, okay. Okay. They're accusing her of working for TMZ, right? I just had a light bulb go off in my head right now. They're accusing her of working for TMZ. What are we at? Marker 241. Okay, so timestamp 241. Look at the beginning of this video. Somebody sold this footage to TMZ, right? Because this has a TMZ, intro to this video, right? So somebody sold this footage to TMZ, and then 241. Let's go back to 241. Let's go back just a little bit before that. Okay, I'm just kind of freaked out right now that I just caught on to this. Okay.
Woo! Woo!
Now you smiling.
Woo!
Get her contact.
Yes.
Get her contact. So whoever is shooting this footage of Kanye West walking down the street, this looks like LA. I'm not sure where this is, but it looks like LA. Whoever this person is shooting this footage of this other lady asking him that question also sold this to TMZ. So what does that tell you? How does this all make sense, right? Who is it that is this person who's shooting this footage is so close to Kanye, where Kanye is saying, get her contact. So that way that person who's shooting this footage, who sent this to TMZ, could relay that contact info back to Kanye. You know what I mean? You guys just see what I'm talking about here? This is kind of weird because he's getting mad at this lady for being from TMZ, and then he's calling TMZ the devil, but then the person who is shooting this footage works or is at least shooting this footage to sell to TMZ. I don't know. Right? I don't know. It's just something that went off in my head, but that's kind of weird.
Yes, I will.
So this guy, whoever this guy is, this guy who shot the footage knows Kanye so closely that he has Kanye West contact, and he has open communication line with Kanye West. This guy sold this footage to TMZ.
She's TMZ.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're clear here.
Thank you. Thank you, Kanye.
All right. Okay. Anyway, I don't know how this whole, because obviously that guy who sold this footage to TMZ wasn't able to walk with Kanye either, but all of that is wild. So anyway, guys, I really don't have much. You guys heard my commentary from what we saw, and I paused between seconds in order to give you guys my 2 cents, but none of this makes sense to me. Definitely looks a little weird that, his wife is strutting around with tape and pasties, and that's pretty much what she's wearing out in the street. And he gets mad if somebody asks if she has free will. Personally, you guys want to know my take on that? I don't think so. I think that there is definitely some involvement of a method of control over her. And my my wonder, my curiosity leads me to ask a question whether or not it's him or if it's other management. We'll just from now on, we'll just call it management, right? If it's other management that might be pulling the strings and having her wear certain things. So anyway, guys, that's my take on this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I am actually working on a deep dive for you guys. So I'm going to continuously do these deep dives, but I'm going to come back to doing commentary again. I guess, you know, these things, I just see things and I'm like, hey, catch these details, right? But I am working on a deep dive for you. So I'm going to actually make a playlist for my deep dives, and then I'm going to make a playlist for my cultural commentary, things like this. I think it'll make it better. So anyway, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.